Taurus, and welcome to your reading for February the 3rd through February the 9th. What wonderful gifts and guidance and helpful information can you give Taurus for February the 3rd through February the 9th, 2020? Guys, this is for your sun, moon and rising. All the links to the other videos will be below in the show more section, or the where the little arrow points down if it's on your phone. And links to other things, like if you want a personal reading, you can click on this link here. It'll take you to my website. You can see what readings I offer. Now, sometimes it takes me a minute to get these readings up. When I've uploaded all of them is when I put all the links down. So be a little patient if you're looking at this in the beginning. Okay, so this is for Taurus. Taurus, what wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Taurus for February the 3rd through February the 9th? 3 cards for Taurus, please. 3 cards for Taurus. 3 cards for Taurus. Oh, there's 3. Oh my goodness. 3 came out straight away. I love that. Very nice. Lovely. Now let's go to clarifying cards. Okay, this is for Taurus. These are clarifying cards for Taurus. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Taurus through these clarifying cards for February the 3rd through February the 9th? Please clarify. Oh, there it is. Please clarify. Oh, there it is. Please clarify. Fabulous. Okay. Let's go to your card, shall we, Taurus? Here we go. First card out for you is the Queen of Pentacles, clarified by the 9 of Cups. Then you have the 3 of Cups, clarified by the Emperor. And then you have the King of Wands, clarified by the 5 of Swords. Taurus. Okay. The first card out for you is the Queen of Pentacles, and she's about abundance. She's about hard work. She's an incredible businesswoman. She's a wonderful mother. She's Gaia, right? Mother Earth. She's about abundance and opulence and putting the work in, right? Planting the trees, planting the food, right? She's very loyal. She's very steadfast. And what I'm getting for her, for you guys, is that just keep on working very hard. I think things will really pay off for you. It's about focusing on the work that you need to put in order to create the abundance that you desire. It's about security, right? It's a beautiful earth energy, like you're an earth sign, so it's very kind of loyal and steadfast and working hard, putting the elbow grease into things. And the next clarifying it is the 9 of Cups, and this is dreams and wishes come true. I feel that you are going to get what you want, what you desire, as long as you put the work into it. So, we're in this very karmic energy, right? And whatever we're going to reap what we sow. So remember that. Make your roots really deep and be patient. This is also very about patience, right? It's about enjoying your opulence, but being patient while the work you do will create this lovely. So the 9 of Cups is about dreams and wishes come true, and it's the number 9. You have almost arrived, darling. And the next card is the 3 of Cups, and the 3 of Cups is about celebrating, right? It's about, you know, having fun. Don't forget to make time to have fun, Taurus. Kick those heels off or boots off, whatever you wear, and go out with the guys or the girls, or just go out and have fun. Don't forget to enjoy this. We're meant to enjoy life, it's not all about work. It's all about work and play. We have to, feed our souls as well as our stomachs, right? So it's very important to remember that. And sometimes I think that this is celebrating the magic in every moment. Now, clarifying that card, excuse me, is the Emperor. And the Emperor is all about getting rid of what's no longer working for us. It's about streamlining. It's about frugality. It's about taking what we need as opposed to what we want. It's not over consuming. It's clearing the decks, organizing, and making sure that everything is in order. This can be taxes, it can be doing all your paperwork. Make sure that everything is done. Your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. It's about bringing in detail. Because don't forget, Mercury goes retrograde at the end, towards the end of, towards the middle, really. It's on the 17th, I think Mercury goes retrograde. And it's retrograde till March 10th. So we want to get all this stuff done before. Now, the next card out for you is the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is this incredible leader. He's charming, he's gregarious, he's out there, he's networking. And he is, he loves to be entertained. He likes to be the center of attention. He's wonderful husband, father, leader, as long as he is spiritually guided. So what I'm getting from this particular card, because it's clarifying it, is the Five of Swords, right? So I'm getting that you really need to be spiritually centered, because I feel that egos can come into this. We have to be very careful of our egos. This full moon is trying to Mars. Mars is the planet of war, and it's also conjunct a fixed star, which is very Mars-like. So we need to remember to keep our cool, right? It's a very passionate time, but it can be emotionally passionate, and it can be, there's two sides to a passion, right? There's sexual passion, and then there's anger and, fighting passion, arguments. And the Five of Swords is an argument that can't be won. So I would avoid hot button topics like politics or religion, things that you really have a hard time changing other people's minds to, and that people are very impassioned about, because this kind of arguing is a kind of winning it by humiliating the other person or putting them down or ridiculing them in some way. And it's not an argument that can be won. So this is beautiful energy of going out, but remember to be spiritually treated. Come from a higher perspective, from your higher self. Resist the urge to engage in controversial conversations or encounters. Taurus, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing if you haven't already. And please stay tuned for the Astrology Report, which is right after this. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And please stay tuned for the Astrology Report, which is right next. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, I'm really glad you stayed to listen to the Astrology Report and to see what's happening in the celestial sky this week, and what a celestial sky we have. Now, on Monday, February the 3rd, Mercury moves into Pisces. Now, Mercury is the planet of communication, intellect, logic, details, right? Facts. And Pisces is quite the opposite to that. Pisces is like creative and dreamy and romantic and poetic. So Mercury in Pisces is thought to be in detriment, and that means at its weakest power. But what Mercury in Pisces does is it gives insight. So the conversations are more pleasant, and it gives insight into somebody's mood, and you can avoid confrontation, and you can have pleasantries, pleasant conversations, sweet, romantic, almost poetic in nature. So it's a wonderful way of communicating and of seeing into somebody's mood and being able to direct a conversation or ideas around that. And it's kind of visionary too, because you can have brilliant ideas on these daydreams. The thing is it's really, it is not detail oriented. So when Mercury is in Pisces, for me, I can go off on tangents, and I put little alarms on my phone to bring me back into the moment, particularly when I need to take care of things, because you can kind of get lost on social media, lose track of time. It's that kind of energy. Now we move on to Friday, February the 7th, and Venus moves into Aries. Now Venus has been in Pisces, where it's exalted, where it's the strongest, it can express itself, she can express herself fully, Venus can, right? And think of her in Pisces in this long, flowing chiffon, willowy, romantic gown, right? Blowing in the wind. And then she moves into Aries, and suddenly she's in a rubber red dress and garter belt and stockings and perhaps a whip in her hand. High heels. She's very, aggressive, assertive. She goes after what she wants and she gets it. Venus in Aries is the initiator. So, some of her a male energy comes out and she goes after what she wants. So it's very kind of, think of Mars. It's very kind of sexual, sensual energy. And then on Sunday, February the 8th or 9th, right, depending on where you are, you're going to see this beautiful full moon on the 8th, and it is going to peak at 2:33 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's going to be in the morning, in Europe, and it's going to be earlier, late in the evening in California, on the Pacific Standard Time. So this is a full moon in Leo. Now, full moons are when the moon and the sun are opposite each other, right? So this is, think of, this is about courage. It's about being heart-centered. It's interesting, right? Because the sun is in Aquarius and the moon is in Leo. And at the same time as this beautiful full moon at 20 degrees Leo, it's also right next to a fixed star, which is very kind of Mars-like, and it is trining, the moon is trining Mars. So this brings passion, vigor, energy, sensuality, chemistry. It is, Leo is in the house of romance, fun, excitement, and children and family too. So that you get all this energy and this vigor into these relationships, but it's also about helping others, this moon. Now, I will just say that full moons are always kind of a culmination and a releasing, right? They're whatever you've kind of started, good or bad, in the new moon, then it comes to fruition in the full moon. So sometimes where this full moon lands in your chart depends on which area of life it affects. And that brings me to my Facebook group, guys. It's a private Facebook group. And every 2 weeks, we look at the new moon or the full moon, respectively, and we see where it lands in our charts, right? So I do a live feed in that private Facebook group. The link will be below. Check that out. Now, so this full moon is about helping others, right? It's being heart-centered. It's putting love into the world, and it's about helping others. It's right opposite Aquarius, the humanitarian sign, right? The sun. And the sun is illuminating the moon. That's why it's so full. So we are going to, this full moon is definitely about how can we help? What can we do for society? Where can I use my courage? How can I use my courage? How can I improve or help or contribute to society? Right? Because this is all inclusive and it's heart-centered. It's love, putting love out there into the world. And that's what my Facebook group is about. We are a group of like-minded people, and it's loving, it's supportive, it's very positive, it's lovely. So ask to join. There's a couple of questions you have to ask. I do actually require that you have a profile photograph. I no longer accept people without profile photographs. And it's got to be a real account. I check out the profile, and if it doesn't look real, I won't accept. So, we're about authenticity, right? And that's what this full moon is about, authenticity. It's about being, it's about coming into oneness with everyone. So, when we do that live feed, we'll be looking at what we need to let go. Do we need to let go of friendships? Do we need to let go of relationships? Do we need to let go of jobs, of the apartments, of areas that we live? What do we need as opposed to what do we want? And this is a question we need to ask ourselves throughout 2020, going forward. We need, Saturn is playing a huge role along with Pluto and Capricorn. We still have all these planets in Capricorn, and it is about frugality, right? It's about no waste. It's about seeing, using what we need and not consuming so much. Consumerism is down. We need to grow personally. We want to expand our awareness and our consciousness into the society at large. We want to focus on our similarities as opposed to our differences. And this is a beautiful full moon in which to connect with people and how we can help others. So, guys, I really appreciate all the likes, shares, comments, and subscriptions. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I love all the all the comments, both personal and public, are just so inspiring and touching to me. And I need that encouragement just as much as the next person. So I thank you all for that. And another way to help me is through Patreon. This is another way to support my channel and help me grow, help me put out more creative content. I think you can support me as little as $1 a month. It's not a lot for you, but it's huge for me. Imagine if everyone gave me $1. It would be amazing. My equipment is slowly becoming archaic. I could really use some help to replace that. But listen, no pressure. I post things on Patreon that I don't post anywhere else, so it might be worth checking out. Thank you, above all, thank you all for joining me and helping me grow. Mwah. I love you all, and I'll see you next week.